Welcome to Contacto, brought to you by the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Chamber. We have a very special program brought to you today. With us, we have Juliet Stipeche. She's the newly elected HISD Board Trustee. Also, an incredible business leader, Mike Loya, President of Vitol. You'll hear their inspirational stories, and we know that you'll be truly motivated. Thank you for joining us.
I decided to run for the HISD school board because I believed that we needed a person on the school board that was going to serve as a voice for the children in our community. I wholeheartedly believe that education is an issue of social justice. It is a means of transforming the lives of our children. And I stand here as a product. My mother is from Mexico. She wasn't even able to finish elementary school. She came to the United States in search for opportunity, and she ended up in the East End of Houston. My father, on the other hand, is from Argentina. He was orphaned by the time he was 13 years old, but he was able to get an academic scholarship to military school in Buenos Aires. And so I carried the dreams of my parents of hope and opportunity and a better life in this country, that they would work hard every day so that way their children would be able to have a better tomorrow. And it was through education that was our work, that is what we were supposed to do to make a difference. And I tell folks that my motivation for studying and for working hard was because I wanted to make a difference for my community. But I would like to say to the young professionals that are here, we are going to have to serve as the voice for our community. Each one of you has the talent and the skills and the ability. Oftentimes when we're working in our office, we have the ideology of just staying focused on our work and developing our business. But there's also the option of assisting and volunteering within the community, and also saying that when you go out and you begin to network and develop those connections, that you will understand more and more issues that our community faces, and that once you have that knowledge, you can serve as a voice as well.
Rule the tweet. Rule the bedtime. Rule the upload. Verizon built America's most reliable network to make a more powerful you. Rule the air. Verizon. Unleash your signal. Introducing unlimited talk and text to any mobile in the U.S. for only $59.99 monthly access from Verizon.
Back in the 80s, it was really tough for me and my family. I was living on welfare, supporting a family of 4. After I got the job at Walmart, things started changing immediately. Then I wrote a letter to the food stamp office. Thank you very much, I don't need your help anymore. You know, now I can actually say I bought my home. I knew that the more I dedicated, the harder I worked, the more that it was going to benefit my family. This is my son Mario, and he now works at Walmart. I believe Mario is following my footsteps. My name is Noemi, and I work at Walmart.
Amity Bank strives to be like this fire station.
A good neighbor who's always there when you need us.
There for your company's needs, there for your personal needs.
We're local, dedicated to your financial peace of mind.
Whether it's to spark new business opportunities or to safeguard your family's future.
We're not just on the corner, we're in your corner.
Just call and we'll come running.
Amity Bank of Texas.
The A-Bank.
I am here as a product of education. It is indeed the great equalizer out there, and my parents are, I think my dad either finished or not quite finished 6th grade in Ciudad Juarez, and my mom I don't think got that far. So from that, I think we were well, all of us, all 7 of us, I'm the oldest of 7. Have graduated from college, and some of us have degrees beyond that. But I think what that did and continues to do is open up doors for all of us and at least give us an equal chance in the business world. We grew up in El Paso. I went to a local high school, local university, first one in my family or generation to go to school. And I went and studied engineering because, frankly, I didn't know what else to do. I went on and I went to what the dean of the school, or the Harvard Business School called at the time, called the River Jordan, the place you go to wash away your past sins. In this case, the place you go to wash away your past careers. I went to become a businessman. Wasn't quite sure what that meant, but at least I knew it would give me options. And went there, graduated, and I was hired by Exxon. From Exxon, I joined another company, and in that company, Tenneco, in that company, things changed, and they asked me, "What would you like to do?" And along the way, I had seen what oil traders do, and Tenneco had a small oil trading department. I said, "I want to be an oil trader." And I knew nothing about it. Really, being in oil trading, to me, is the most exciting. I was very lucky. It's the most exciting place to be in because it's really, if you look at oil, oil is the lifeblood of the economies around the world. So I was involved in oil when apartheid in South Africa changed to majority rule. Basically, I think I've been fortunate in what I've been doing, and it's a very exciting arena to be in. And came back to Houston. We've done well here. It's a very exciting city to be in. I don't know how much you realize how much of really the engine for progress. I think in my mind, oil is in this city, how important it is, and in my mind, the center of energy in all aspects, from exploration to production to transportation to refining to trading in the world. And that's quite important. It presents a lot of opportunities for Houston, for the people in Houston. And well, that's where I am. I'm in Vitol. Like I said, it's a private company. It's owned by us, meaning the key employees, executives, senior admin people, and the traders own this company. The company has been lucky. We've been successful. When you get involved, I was talking to Demetrius earlier, and when you get involved in oil, the numbers tend to be big. When you talk in terms of the billions, if not in the billions and tens of billions, or not the hundreds of billions. So it's very big. And I'm lucky to be part of that, part of the industry, part of Vitol, the company, and part of Houston.
Rule the tweet. Rule the bedtime. Rule the upload. Verizon built America's most reliable network to make a more powerful you. Rule the air. Verizon. Unleash your signal. Introducing unlimited talk and text to any mobile in the U.S. for only $59.99 monthly access from Verizon.
Entonces, Miguel, ¿te llevas este flamante auto, la casa y el viaje para 2 personas o lo cambias todo por el premio secreto?
Lo cambio.
¡Bud Light para toda la vida! ¡Ya se armó! ¡Ya se armó, Julito! ¡Ya se armó!
Tranquilas, hay para todas.
La señal de que te la vas a pasar bien es el sabor ideal de Bud Light. ¡Ya se armó!
Señor, el presidente.
Que traiga hielos.
Welcome to Contacto, brought to you by the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We're happy to present today Mario Diaz. He will be talking on the airport and the status of all of the many activities that the Houston airport has initiated.
I want to thank the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Board for inviting me here today and allow me to speak to you. I want to extend a warm welcome to Councilman Member Stardig, and any other council members that may be, and certainly a warm welcome to other elected officials here today with us. And a very, very heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. What I want to do this morning is really just have a discussion with you, a talk. And there are 4 things that I want to cover. First, I just want to very briefly go over some of the accomplishments of the year 2010. I want to just highlight some of those things for you so that you're aware of them. I then want to talk about performance, how the airport system has performed, both from an operational point of view and a financial perspective, so that you get a sense of whether your flights can be expected to depart on time and whether we will have the capital to continue investing in the airport system to allow it to grow as the growth in population and the economy of the region continues upward. I then want to talk about globalization. And this is something that I really think is important. It's something that we perhaps have not had much of a discussion about, and I want to highlight it. I want to have a discussion. I want to talk about it. I think it's important. And then finally, how globalization is expected to impact us, both in the city of Houston and the airport system, and in the city of Houston, in the airport system at least, what it is that we propose to do about it. How do we anticipate taking on the challenges that globalization will bring and that we need to, expect to deal with over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So let's begin with accomplishments. Last year, there were just a great number of accomplishments that the Houston airport systems earned. First, I would start off with the Travel Leisure magazine awarding the Houston airport systems the best airports in America. Ellington Airport won the Southwest Regional Award from the Federal Aviation Administration for safety. At Hobby, we opened a $250 million construction renovation improvement project to the public. At Bush Intercontinental, we made a number of airfield improvements that continue to improve on-time performance, and I'll show you that in a second. But we also completed the renovations in Terminal C. It's a much brighter, a much lighter, much more attractive, environmentally friendly environment that we've created there. And then, of course, the people mover system. We now have a people mover system that connects all the terminals from A all the way through the international terminals at D&E. And, of course, we did expand, and I hope that all of you have taken the opportunity to enroll in the Global Entry program that is being sponsored by Customs and Border Protection. Believe me, when you step off an aircraft after a 15, 16, 17-hour flight, it's really nice to be able to bypass the immigration booths and go right to a ATM machine, I call them, and stick in your passport, and you get the green light, and you just continue on your way. It's a real use of technology in the pursuit of efficiency and productivity. A great improvement. Passenger loads in the airport system, overall traffic was up about 2%. But here's the interesting piece of this. At Bush Intercontinental, domestic traffic was just flat to slightly negative. But international traffic grew at about 8.4%, a solid 8.4%. And at Hobby, domestic traffic grew back to about 6%. We are now very close to the pre-recession, Great Recession days of 2008. We're just about there. And this is my local indicator that the economy in the U.S. is starting to gain some speed. It seems to be in sync with what economists are saying across the United States. And our president is telling us that perhaps, just perhaps, there are signs that the economy here in the United States has turned a corner, and we will be on the upswing again. Certainly the stock market seems to indicate that. And finally, Airports Council North America awarded the Houston Airport Systems not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 awards for marketing and communications. I think it's a testament to the staff, and I think you'll see it in this presentation and in the annual report that's produced, that we really do have in this city, in the Houston Airport System, some really talented people. So let's talk about performance for a moment. And so how do we perform? How do we perform against other major hubs and major origination and destination markets across the United States? Because at the end of the day, think about it. When you go to an airport, you want to know, is your aircraft, is your flight going to depart on time? Is it going to arrive on time? And one of the indicators of that is on-time performance. Well, I want to tell you, and if you look at the slide, that Intercontinental does very, very well, as does Hobby. Our on-time performance is 82%. Now, that is significant. It is tremendous in terms of the major airports. We beat Atlanta, we beat Chicago, we beat Dallas, we beat Miami, we beat New York's JFK. Anyone beats New York JFK. But I threw it up there because, you know, it's good to say we beat JFK. It's not hard to do these days. With the congestion, and any of you that have flown, it's not JFK, but if you've flown into Newark, Liberty, or if you've flown into LaGuardia, it's difficult, it's tight to get in and out of that city. So we have tremendous on-time performance. There are only really 2 airports that beat us, and that's LAX, and that's because LAX is not a hub. LAX is an origination destination market. It is the largest origination destination market in the United States. Just local people use that airport. There's not a lot of transfer traffic through the airport. And then, of course, Denver. It's the newest airport in the United States. There hasn't been another airport built since Denver. And Denver, of course, was built for its efficiency. It is very, very well laid out and has 7 runways. So it's got a lot of capacity. But that also tells you something about the capacity that we have here in Intercontinental. And people say to me, well, do we need a new airport? Are we going to have a need for another airport very soon? And the answer is no. We have plenty of capacity. Think about this. Now, we have 10,000 acres. We have 5 runways. The airfield has plenty of capacity. When you talk about gates, we have 150 gates. It is terminal space and terminal gates and size of gates that we need. We need to upgauge the gates at the airport because of these new aircraft, these Group 6 aircraft that are on the horizon that will be arriving here. The 787, the Dreamliner that Boeing has planned. Those aircraft are coming, and we need to be prepared to receive them. To give you a comparison, has been mentioned by Laura, was the Deputy General Manager of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport for the past 11 and a half years. We took that airport from about 70 million passengers in 1999, 2000, to over 90 million passengers in 2008, and through the improvements we made at that airport, had expected to take the volume of passengers above 100 million. Above 100 million passengers. It has the capacity to do it. How? Well, take a look at the airfield. The airfield is smaller than we have here. The airport in size is only 4,700 acres. We have 10,000. We have plenty of land, plenty of capacity. The airfield, 5 runways. Now, the configuration is different. Hartsfield-Jackson has a better configuration. All 5 runways are aligned in the same direction, east-west. We have 3 east-west runways and 2 north-south runways. But it's in the terminal complex. In Atlanta, we had over 6 million, and we built another 1.2, so 7.2 million square feet of terminal space and close to 212 gates, of which 52 of those gates would be international. By comparison here, we have about 150 gates. And of those 150 gates, maybe 20, 25 are international. So what our job here over the next 5, 10, 15 years is to build the terminal capacity so that we can match the airfield capacity, and we'll be just fine. Let's take a look at our financial performance next. And as you can see, these are Moody's scoring ratings of our subordinate junior lien debt. But before talking about ratings, let me point out to you, if you follow in the annual report, when you have a free moment, I want to ask you to take a look at two things. First, what's our cash position? I think you'll find that our cash position is very, very healthy, very, very strong. Sao Paulo, Brazil, Panama City, Panama, Santiago, Chile, Johannesburg, South Africa, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and Seoul, South Korea. Now, we also have on tap for next year United Airlines, the successor of the Continental United merger, will provide us 2 important flights that will put us into a new realm of cities worldwide. The first is to Auckland, New Zealand. That is going to have to wait on the 787. Hopefully there will be no more delays in airlines around the world receiving the 787. And then the second one is to Lagos, Nigeria. And it'll basically put us in the company of Doha, Qatar, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Johannesburg, South Africa, with flights to every populated region in the world, only 4 cities thus far. We, of course, want to talk about a little bit about how we're going to do this, how we're going to do all of this. And we've sat down, we've developed a strategic plan. The strategic plan has 4 strategic initiatives. Let me just quickly go through them for you. First is build a high-performance organization. What that means, very basically, is that we have got to change the way we manage. We have got to turn the command and control structure on its end. And we as leaders, we as managers of companies and managers of agencies and other organizations need to understand that we need to empower employees. We need to select them for their talents and their skills, put them in the right positions in the organization. We need to train them, give them the best tools, and then clear the path for them to succeed. That we need to articulate the vision and the beliefs that resonate with them, that ignite their passion, so that they may basically do the work that needs to be done. There's a famous saying, or I should say an interesting quote from an author, a recent author, Simon Sinek. He's the author of the book, Start With Why, who says, people don't buy what you do. It's not the product that you make or how you make it. People buy what you do. Think about Apple. You buy an Apple, you feel comfortable buying from Apple a phone, a player, a computer. But would you buy a phone from Dell Computers? Probably not. Dell's a computer company, not a phone company, but we do it every day. And so this is the kind of innovation that we need and to unleash, this creativity in employees that we need to unleash in order to reach our targets. Opening day fresh. I've said it before, we simply need to focus on the infrastructure, make sure that our terminals are bright, attractive, aesthetically appealing, functional, and very comfortable for the passenger. And then let's go global. I've touched on that. We really need to connect Houston with the rest of the world. We need to integrate it into the fabric of the aviation grid. And then finally, fund the future. So how are we going to fund it? We've got this need for additional capital, and so we've got to decide that we are going to use more technology when and whenever we can in order to produce increased productivity. We need to improve concessions and retail. And we need to do other things to produce the revenue. Ellington is a small little airport. It's on the southeast side of the city. But Ellington is just as intercontinental is our gateway to Latin America, and Hobby is the gateway to the United States. Ellington is our gateway to space. At Ellington, we have NASA, we have Boeing Aerospace, we have Raytheon, we have Lockheed Martin. What we're doing in Ellington is bringing in the research piece, the third leg of this triangle to help us basically move Ellington and the space program from a federal space program to a commercial space program. There are going to be a number of things that you're going to be seeing happening at Ellington, and so just pay attention to Ellington. You'll see great things happening. Just one last thing on customer service. That's what it's all about. That's why we do all of these things to identify the customer, to make sure that the customer experience is good, and when we fall down, that we can make it better, that we can take the steps that we need to every time we don't make the mark, that we can take the opportunity to correct things when we do not meet the standards we set. Thank you for being here and listening to my vision.
Thank you, Mario.
Back in the 80s, it was really tough for me and my family. I was living on welfare, supporting a family of 4. After I got the job at Walmart, things started changing immediately. Then I wrote a letter to the food stamp office. Thank you very much, I don't need your help anymore. You know, now I can actually say I bought my home. I knew that the more I dedicated, the harder I worked, the more that it was going to benefit my family. This is my son Mario, and he now works at Walmart. I believe Mario is following my footsteps. My name is Noemi, and I work at Walmart.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce 2010 Annual Luncheon and Business Expo was held at the Hilton Americas and was underwritten by Shell and Verizon. The 2010 Annual Luncheon was attended by over 1,200 business and community leaders. Mayor Anise Parker served as keynote speaker, and Mr. Javier Palomares, President and CEO of the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, made a special presentation. A VIP reception was attended by elected officials and business leaders. At the annual luncheon, we featured over 50 small businesses and corporations during our Business Expo, where they showcased their products and services. We look forward to seeing you at Houston's largest business luncheon on Tuesday, April 5th, 2011, at the Hilton Americas in downtown Houston. The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the leader of Houston's new majority. Thank you for joining us on Contacto. We look forward to seeing you at one of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce programs. Please visit our website or visit us on Facebook. Thank you.